ask how they can uplift their communities and how they can implement asset-based solutions. Judge, this inquiry is so important because our future leaders become prone to instinctively creating systems that build equity while becoming the leaders of the next 20th ambition. Judge, while inquiry teaches students to ask better questions, collaboration ensures action. Our second contention is that unity builds stronger ideas focused on asset-based solutions. Judge, prioritizing collaboration within our youth primes them to take into account the perspectives of communities instead of personal interests when taking decisions for our Latinos. It creates leaders that have the ability to use our biggest asset, the Latino mind, people, and leaders, to create stronger community-centered decisions that one person could not come up with on their own. Judge, truly, when our students are able to instinctively prioritize and recognize the strengths of those around them, they build unity, inclusive solution development, and impactful decision-making that uplifts the Latino community and reaches equity-minded leadership. And Judge, the simple fact is that NHI not prioritizing these two methods is not just negatively impacting NHI, but the Latino community as a whole. These leaders with outdated systems and deficit thinking lack the ability to use our biggest asset, Latino mind, work, and ideas. We have been wasting our potential for the past 46 years, and this needs to change now in order to reach equity-minded leadership and accomplish NHI's mission. Thank you. I'm now ready to be cross-examined.
Thank you, Leader. Member, you will have 2 minutes for your cross-examination of the leader of the affirmative. Starting now.
Are you aware the rootsofprogress.org defines progress as one state to another that is considered more advanced by some standard?
I am aware of the definition.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware the Oxford definition of harm is to do harm or injure?
Yes, we are aware.
Okay, thank you. What is your value and could you define it?
Our value is equity-minded leadership, where leaders focus on the strengths of their community to empower Latinos.
And what is your value criteria?
Our value criteria is prioritizing instinctive asset-based thinking in a way that our youth is able to recognize the strengths of our community and use that to strengthen what we have and improve success.
Okay, thank you. Based on the definitions earlier I gave you, would you agree that harm and progress are the opposite of each other?
Yeah, I would.
Okay,
of
thank
course.
you. Are you aware your job as the affirmative is to prove there is an absolute need for change?
I am aware of our job.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware, according to the National Hispanic Institute, NHI alumni have ascended to influential positions such as public office, education, and businesses?
That's only a small fraction of alumni. While that's a fact, we need more Latinos. We need more leaders.
Would you agree that this shows progress in the Latino community?
While that might show progress, we need more. We need change.
So you agree that it does show progress, correct?
We could do better. We need change.
But you would agree it does?
Progress,
Okay,
correct.
thank you. Are you aware, according to PR Newswire, over 3 years, the program NHI expanded significantly, tripling participation from the previous years?
While I was not aware of your statistic, no, I was not aware.
Okay, thank you. Would you agree that this also shows progress?
Well, your progress stated a lot about the growth of NHI, but while that shows progress, it doesn't necessarily mean success and that things are working.
So you would agree that tripling participation does show progress in NHI, correct?
Progress doesn't mean growth, but I'm sure your statistic doesn't take.
Okay, thank you. Agreeing to the past questions, you would agree there is already progress being showing within the NHI community, correct?
We believe that progress does not mean growth. While you presented a lot of statistics, this progress does not mean that we're succeeding.
Thank you.
We need change.
No further questions.
Leader of the opposition, you will now have 2 minutes to prepare. 30 seconds. Leader of the opposition, you will now have 3 minutes for your opening statement. Time starts when you do.
Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin, as much truth as one can bear. Hello, my name is Maria Jose Guerrero, and along with my partner, Galilea Martinez, we represent the opposition. We strongly refute the resolve which states that NHI should prioritize inquiry-based and collaborative learning as their primary tool for leadership development. As opposition, we are here to protect the fact that NHI's current leadership development model is successfully working. The affirmative has a responsibility to fulfill one extreme job, to prove the absolute need for change. Now let's discuss how they failed to do so. The affirmative stated that their value is equity-minded leadership, which they define as focusing on their strengths. They stated that their value criterion is to prioritize inserted-based thinking. Judge, how could the affirmative possibly argue that their value and value criterion are not already in the status quo, when NHI is clearly already using this? For examples, students in LGZ don't just respond to the community, but build systems through their assets. They're asking for a change to implement their value criterion, but Judge, it is already implemented, proving that their basis of their entire call for change is fundamentally flawed. Next, the affirmative holds the burden of proof, meaning that they have to prove not just a suggestion, but an absolute need for change. We have clearly proved that the affirmative value criterion is already existing in the current status quo. But now, let's talk about their claims. The affirmative has come up here and has presented a list of wants. If this debate was to discuss what we want for NHI, we agree their argument would be compelling. But that is not what their job is today. They have to prove that NHI is in such a detrimental state that the huge change is absolutely required. Judge, let's be clear, NHI's current leadership model is already working through programs like Great Debate, LDNC, and CWS. NHI develops leaders through peer interaction and group engagement. This has produced impactful figures like Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez and Nick Lopez, recognized through the NHI Person of the Year Award. The affirmative proposal risks fixing what isn't broken. I want everyone here to ask yourself one question. Are you or are you not being transformed into the kind of leader to make an impact on today's Latino community? Judge, if there is even the slightest bit of doubt in your mind that this change is not an absolute need, then the affirmative has failed to do their job, and you must side with opposition. Thank you. I am now ready to be cross-examined.
Thank you. Leader of the opposition, you will have 2 minutes to cross-examine the affirmative. Time starts when you do.
Maria Jose, are you aware that in the Oxford Dictionary, the word need is defined as requiring something because it is essential?
I am aware.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware that the 2025 Great Debate theme is community equity building?
I am aware, yes.
Okay, thank you. Now that you are aware, you would agree that the greatest asset of the Latino community is the Latino mind, correct?
That is one of many.
Okay, thank you. But do you agree that it's the greatest asset?
I'm saying there's one of many. That doesn't necessarily
Okay,
mean it's the
thank you.
greatest.
Did you know that one of Ernesto Nieto's greatest goals is to create Latino leaders who build upon the assets of our community?
I am aware.
Okay, thank you. Would you agree that we need leaders who can think critically?
Yeah, we do need leaders.
Okay, thank you.
That's why we're already prioritizing.
Okay, thank you. You would agree we need leaders who can utilize the community's assets, correct?
Can you repeat that?
We need leaders who can utilize the community's assets, correct?
Yes, and that's why we are already doing this by programs like LG.
Okay, thank you. Also, additionally, to go back to your answer in an earlier question, you stated that we are already prioritizing these methods.
No,
Are you aware that you just contradicted yourself?
I am not aware.
Well, I've just made you aware.
I didn't.
To continue. So by default, you would agree that we do not need leaders with deficit-based mindsets, correct?
Can you repeat that?
We do not need leaders with deficit-based mindsets, correct? We do not need leaders with deficit-based mindsets, correct?
We don't need leaders with deficit.
Okay, thank you. So that's why we would prioritize inquiry-based and collaborative learning, correct? Just as you
Many
stated?
learning tools like immersive.
Okay, thank you. Judge, no further time needed.
Member of the affirmative, preparation. 2 minutes, time starts now. Member of the affirmative, you will now have 2 minutes for your rebuttal. Time starts when you do.
The process repeats itself, causing us to constantly review, define, and redefine ourselves. A quote from Ernesto Nieto's The Reality highlights how we must change, how the status quo must change in order to meet the evolving needs of our community. Hello, my name is Natalia Yanes, and along with my partner Dalinda Hernandez, we represent the affirmative. We strongly support the resolve, which states that NHI should prioritize inquiry-based and collaborative learning as its primary tool in leadership development. Judge, I'd like to clarify that during the opposition's cross-examination, they stated my leaders value wrong. Our value is insensitive asset-based thinking. We understand this can be interpreted differently. So to put a little bit of our value and value criterion, we are creating leaders with asset-based mindsets. We no longer need leaders with deficits. Now, Judge, let me make the opposition's role today crystal clear. According to Rule 1, subsection C in the NHI Great Debate Rulebook, the opposition's focus is not to counter-argue or propose a better or different solution. Their job is to preserve and protect the status quo and practice the policy under review. Although the opposition has presented a counter-argument, they clearly stated in my cross-examination that we need leaders who can question systems, think critically, and listen to the voices of our community, becoming a voice for them. They also agree that we are no longer in need of leaders with deficit-based mindsets, meaning that we no longer need leaders who solely search to fix problems, rather than build upon what the society already has to offer. Judge, the point of my cross-examination was to prove that inquiry-based and collaborative learning not only create leaders, but asset-based thinkers, which will aid NHI in achieving Ernesto Nieto's goal of creating leaders who focus on our assets and build upon our community equity. Judge, during my cross-examination, the opposition's leader stated we already prioritize these methods, stating that they believe in my value and my affirmation, only proving the point of my cross-examination. Judge, we need change, and change is needed now. Thank you.
Member of the opposition, you will now have 1 minute for preparation. Time starts now. For the opposition, you only have 3 minutes for your rebuttal and your closing. Time starts when you do.
Young people need anchors in their lives, places, and people who ground them, who shape their sense of self and responsibility to something greater than them. Ernesto Nieto, Third Reality. Hello, my name is Galilea Martinez, and along with my partner, Maria Jose Guerrero, we represent the opposition. We strongly refute the resolve, which states that NHI should prioritize inquiry-based and collaborative learning as its primary tool for leadership development. Judge, let me remind you of what the affirmative's job is today in the debate. They have the burden of proving that change is absolutely needed. To do this, they must base their value that we proved is already occurring. Therefore, their reasoning is flawed. The only other job they have is to prove that the outcome of the status quo damages us, which they have also failed to do. Judge, during the affirmative's cross-examination, the affirmative stated we are already showing progress. Why would we change something that is clearly already working? Just because it may be beneficial does not mean that we change our entire model. The heart of the affirmative's argument was to prove the status quo was currently damaging us. They clearly agreed that progress was an advancement, so they would agree that we are already advancing. My leader was saying that we are already building on our assets, like the program LDZ. She also stated inquiry-based and collaborative learning should not be prioritized. We are not saying that inquiry-based and collaborative learning are bad. We are simply saying no added importance should be placed. We say we have questioning systems, not that we need it. The basis of the affirmative's entire argument cannot just be that inquiry and collaboration can be possibly beneficial. No, the affirmative, having the burden of proof, means they must present a case that leaves us with no chance but to change the entire model. Judge, ask yourself, why would we make a drastic change when the affirmative has shown no damage that is a result from not prioritizing inquiry-based and collaborative learning? As the opposition, we believe that the reason is simple. There is no detrimental harm from not prioritizing these tools. In fact, as I proved in my cross-examination, National Hispanic Institute has shown to consistently produce effective leaders with the existing model. To clarify, we are not just referring to any kind of progress. The progress we are presenting refers to exactly the topic in question, NHI's leadership development. This is exactly what I proved in my cross-examination. The reason that there are such large examples of progress is because we are utilizing every single effective tool available to us, not just two. As of right now, we equip our leaders with skill sets such as quick thinking and independent decision making, which we argue are not developed through inquiry-based and collaborative learning. Thank you.
Member of the affirmative, you have 1 minute for your rejoinder. Time starts when you do.
Judge, I will not waste my last minute restating what my leader and I have already said, nor will I waste to continue to disprove the opposition's argument. By prioritizing inquiry-based and collaborative learning, we keep techniques that have created leaders in the past, while simultaneously placing a greater focus on asset-based mindsets. This will allow NHI to achieve Ernesto Nieto's goal and meet the evolving needs of our community. And I emphasize evolving, because as times progress, so do we. And as we progress, so do our needs. We do not need one more leader who can fix problems. What we need is a leader who sees the potential in us and utilizes it. We need a leader who understands that the greatest asset in the Latino community is the Latinos. Judge, if we have the tools to create such powerful leaders, why wouldn't we? Better yet, why haven't we? Judge, as my partner and I see it, we strongly suggest you side with the affirmative. Change is not just needed, but change is needed now in order to see the Latino community grow at rates never before. Thank you.
Round of applause for our representation. Thank you all very much. Congratulations. Congratulations. to the event of Oratory. Oratory is a single partner event where participants are given a theme months in advance, where they are asked to research community leaders and create a compelling discourse about that leader's vision and impact in their community. At this time, help me welcome to the stage our Oratory finalists. Our first finalist, from North Texas. And her opponent, from Austin, Marcelo. Marcelo Weimer has won the toss and is speaker 1. Marcelo Weimer. Speaker 2, Grecia Tarín.
Speaker 1, you will have 5 minutes for your speech. Time starts when you do.
Hi, my name is Marcelo Weiner, and today I have the privilege of telling you the story of a great man. A man who inspired me and his community to succeed. A man who never knew what CEP was, but understood its values and embodied them better than anybody else. A man who came from nothing, but gave his absolute everything to ensure the growth of his community. A man I am blessed to call my grandfather. Rubén Darío Domínguez Viloria was born in Oaxaca de Juárez, Mexico, in 1937. His life wasn't easy. His family was desperately poor, which forced young Rubén to work in the markets every day after school for whatever money he could get. To make matters worse, by the time he was only 12 years old, still a young boy, he was an orphan and forced to live with his aunt. His aunt was a cruel lady, no replacement for the sweet, caring mother he once had. She forced him to earn his stay at the house by working and made him sleep on the floor like a dog. But Rubén persevered. He never complained. He was a star student and a star athlete. And little by little, through working through his jobs, he managed to send himself to law school. But his aunt didn't believe him. She didn't believe that a poor farm boy, that a Zapotec indigenous man would be able to succeed in that kind of environment. Rubén had to have faith in himself to succeed. Law school wasn't easy for Rubén either. He still had to work odd jobs to support himself while attaining the degree. And the dorms he lived in were often dirty and filled with mice. But he always chose to look on the bright side. And when he recalls it now, he tells me that at least he thought he had a bed this time. His aunt was furious at him while he was gone. She said that he had betrayed the family, but that was not the truth. And Ruben knew that wasn't the truth, because he knew that in order to succeed, he had to succeed. He had to create an opportunity for himself in order to create an opportunity for others. So 4 years later, he graduated with top honors and became a judge. He supported his community and quickly rose the ranks of the Mexican judicial system to become the youngest ever Mexican Supreme Court judge. He finally had the funds, the opportunity, the influence to uplift others. His own problems were not over yet. Ruben was assigned to work in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. Mazatlan is a city notorious for cartels and crime. But Ruben never backed down. As the highest appointed judge in Mazatlan, it was his responsibility to convict drug leaders and cartel kingpins. But Ruben knew what he was doing. He knew how much these people affected the people of Mazatlan. He knew what it was like to be poor and surrounded by crime. He knew what it was like to be oppressed, to feel like you don't have an opportunity. So for 20 years, he risked his life and the life of his family by convicting these men to ensure peace and prosperity for the people of Mazatlan. Finally, he decided it was time to give back to Oaxaca. He had long pushed his family to pursue higher education, to work hard, to create their own opportunities. But then he expanded his horizon. Fundamental 14 of NHI teaches us to treat everyone like family. And I don't think there's anyone that better exemplifies that than my grandfather. He pushed people to work hard all over Oaxaca. He gave people a chance when no one else was willing to. Pero lo más importante que hizo mi abuelo, más importante que sus donaciones de caridad o sus acciones, lo más importante que hizo fue inspirar. Inspiró a miles de personas en Sinaloa que finalmente tuvieron a alguien que podían confiar con poder. Inspiró a miles de estudiantes de leyes que enseñó gratuitamente que con echarle ganas, que con estudiar, todo se puede. Inspiró a nuestra familia. Nos cambió de ser una familia de agricultores a ser una familia de líderes. Y finalmente me hizo a mí un líder. Me dio fe para estudiar todos los días, con la idea de algún día poder hacerme abogado y defender mi comunidad. Estoy tan orgulloso de tenerlo con mi abuelo. Y estoy tan orgulloso porque él me hizo un líder. Gracias.
We ask members of the audience to refrain from clapping until the end of the round, please. Speaker 2, you'll now have 5 minutes for your presentation. Time starts when you do.
Humilde, resiliente y una líder. Ella es Juana Leticia López, la mujer que une a la comunidad con su ejemplo y constante servicio. Una guerrera que a pesar de los varios obstáculos no ha dejado de continuar apoyando a nuestra comunidad, ya sea como abogada, maestra, amiga o mamá. My mom and my greatest inspiration has shown what community equity building is by applying its pillars of engaging with the community, building capacities within the community, and leaving a long-lasting effect. It is with great pride that I, Grecia Tarinas, her daughter, make her story be known, a story familiar to the millions of Hispanic single mothers in the U.S. Nacida el 26 de agosto de 1968 en León, Guanajuato, México, Leticia López es hija de María de la Paz Morán Guerra y Eleuterio Martínez López. Su papá, un agente de tránsito en la ciudad, y su mamá, ama de casa con carácter fuerte, fueron los papás que le sembraron el amor por la justicia social y la hospitalidad.
A pesar de haber nacido en una casa humilde, siendo la menor de 3 hermanos y una hermana, Leti siempre supo que iba a llegar lejos y que sacaría a su familia y las futuras generaciones adelante. Inspirada por los valores de sus papás, mi mamá se convirtió en la primera abogada de la familia al terminar la carrera de leyes de la Universidad de Guanajuato y luego ejerció su carrera como defensora de oficio, trabajando para el gobierno de Guanajuato, apoyando a los indefensos, carentes de justicia legal. Pero esto fue solo el comienzo de su historia. Jueces, ¿alguna vez han sentido miedo al tener que empezar de nuevo? A pesar de haber logrado mucho en México, mi mamá se mudó a los Estados Unidos, donde empezó de cero y se enfrentó a un país nuevo, sola, con una diferencia cultural y con una barrera lingüística. Pero enfrentándose a su nueva situación, ella no se quedó con los brazos cruzados y empezó a trabajar en la Embajada de México, al igual que ayudó a construir Casa Guanajuato para guanajuatenses como ella. Y de esta manera aplicó el primer pilar de CEB, interconectándose con su comunidad. Después de los años, mi mamá nos tuvo a mí y a mi hermana Alondra. Mi mamá nos crió como mamá soltera. Y desde los 6 años yo fui testigo de su arduo trabajo, como ella llegaba cansada después de sus 3 trabajos para hacernos de comer, para luego ponerse a estudiar para su maestría de justicia criminal y para obtener su ciudadanía estadounidense. ¡Todo! Mientras sufría la pérdida de su mamá en México. Mi mamá cargó el peso del mundo en sus hombros, pero nos sacó a mí y a mi hermana adelante. Después de la pandemia, trabajó por el Distrito Escolar de Dallas, donde ayuda a los niños inmigrantes a ir a la escuela y aboga por la educación. Ella enseña a sus estudiantes a ser orgullosos de sus raíces y que sigan persiguiendo sus sueños, aplicando el pilar número 2 de CEB, construyendo capacidades dentro de la comunidad. No ha sido fácil la jornada de mi mamá. Pero a través de todo, ella aplicó lo que dijo Ernesto Nieto en su libro Third Reality. You either accepted living at the bottom, or you redefined yourself in order to move up. She didn't just redefine herself, she redefined what being a strong Latina woman in the U.S. was, while pushing her community forward despite the challenges. Tras buenas y malas, mi mamá aplicó el fundamental número 21, dirigir, sirviendo e inspirando a otros. Su ejemplo como la primera abogada de la familia y como una mamá soltera ha inspirado a todos a su alrededor, incluyéndome a mí misma. No ha sido fácil crecer sin un papá y crecer con poco dinero, pero ver el ejemplo de mi mamá me hace saber que todo es posible, no importa tu circunstancia. Es gracias a ella que soy la persona que soy. Y ella ha sacado a su familia, amigas, hijas y comunidad adelante, siendo la mujer que ella es. La mujer que aspiro a ser. Una mujer resiliente. Gracias.
Your question for this round is as follows. The book challenges readers to fit into society and transform it with a sense of cultural pride and long-term vision. How has your leader contributed to reshaping the narrative of what it means to be Latino in their community? I'll repeat. The book challenges readers to fit into society and transform it with a sense of cultural pride and long-term vision. How has your leader contributed to reshaping the narrative of what it means to be Latino in their community? Orators, you'll now have 1 minute to prepare. Speaker one, you only have 2 minutes to answer the question. Time starts when you do.
My grandfather made being Latino something to be proud of. He grew up in a different time, where being indigenous, where being seen as being native to Central America was seen as something embarrassing. It was supposedly better to be white in Mexico at that time. People didn't believe in him because he was rich in Zapotec blood. They figured that he was cowardly, that he was less intelligent, that he was less in general. But my grandfather proved that he was not. Through resilience, through fighting, through having a vision, he was able to prove to his community that he was just as resilient, if not more resilient, than every other person, than every white person he faced. He had top honors in a law school filled with rich European people. When his aunt said he would never thrive in that same exact school, he was able to defy social narratives, to rebuild the idea in Oaxaca of what it meant to be Zapotec. He showed that it was not a lack of courage, that it was not a lack of opportunity that was holding Zapotecs back, but that instead he was able to have courage and resilience to overcome that. That is my grandfather's main message: resilience and strength. When his parents died, he could have stayed home. He could have been the poor farmer that the world expected him to be, but he was not. He bounced back. He stood up for himself. He changed what it meant to his community to be Latino. He showed them that he was just as capable as everyone else and opened the door for other Zapotec leaders, other indigenous leaders in Mexico to represent their communities. He had a voice, and he was the first voice for the Zapotecs in Mexico. Thank you.
Number 2, you will now have 2 minutes to answer the question. Time starts when you do.
Let us all reflect for a moment why we are here. Each and every one of us has become a leader in every possible way. So how has my mother defied or changed the narrative of what it is to be a Latino leader? Applying fundamental number 17, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. My mom chose her path. She chose to become a lawyer despite being defied by her own father. And she became a lawyer despite being one of the few women in her field. It was this way that she created a precedent, an example for many others to follow, not just me or my sisters, her daughters, but as everyone around her. She has defied what it is to be Latino. She has defied what it is to be a leader because she has proved once and once again that no matter the obstacle, big or small, no matter how many times it happens, it is up to you to get over it. It is up to you to move past it. She embraces her Latino culture, having her strong Mexican roots. It is what she carries with pride, and it is what she has engraved in me and my sister, and it is what has pushed me and my sister forward to keep on going. My mom has defied society. She has defied the standards, and she will not live by the rules or expectations set by others. She lives by how she expects herself, to carry her community. Thank you.
All right. One more round of applause. Oratory. Here we go. Moving on. We are going to welcome back our extemporaneous speakers. As they're walking here from the room, as they make their way here, just another reminder that Extem is an event where participants are given a broad theme of study area in which they're in turn asked to grab a specific topic chosen by the National Hispanic Institute and have 30 minutes from receiving that prompt to write the speech. So, without further ado, they should be walking here any minute, and we welcome them directly to the stage. So, wait, I need a little song. While we wait, I'm going to have our tournament director, Fabian Valerio, read to you the question so that the judges can start preparing what they're writing about.
The final round question for extemporaneous speaking is as follows. What's your personal role in shaping the Latino community of 2050? Welcome to our extemporaneous speaking finalists.
So here we go. Let's welcome back onto the stage our finalists. We will have, so El Paso won the toss, Nico, and he opts to go second. So first will be Ava Abrego. Second speaker, Nico Nutis, in UTIS.
Speaker 1, you will have 5 minutes for your presentation. Time starts when you do.
What is your personal role in shaping the Latino community of 2025? My role in shaping the community of 2025 is to foster community equity building and to create the opportunity for my Latino community to grow and prosper. This is proved through Fundamentals 2 and 24. Fundamental 2, treasure, protect, and promote our legacy. Here at NHI, we invest our time and our efforts into advancing our unique culture with pride and gratitude. Fundamental 24, create the opportunity. I am a leader who envisions new opportunities that inspire and engage our community. Dolores Huerta once said, every moment is an organizing opportunity. Every person, a potential activist. Every minute, a chance to change the world. Good afternoon. My name is Ava Abrego, and I will be proving my argument through my 3 areas of analysis. My first area of analysis being a statistic. My second, a quote reality, and my final being a current event from Mike Madrid. To begin my first area of analysis, this is from McKinsey & Company. It states, Latinos are the most entrepreneurial group in the United States, yet they face challenges in accessing capital. Less than 5% of venture capitals are directed towards Latino entrepreneurs. Improving access to funding could contribute an additional $2.3 million and over 6 million jobs. This unfortunate statistic is a call to action for investment within our Latino community. We must engage at all levels of the social ladder where they are at to our Latino community. We must use the fabrication of all aspects of community equity building. My second area of analysis, Ernesto Nieto said, community equity building is characterized by a focus on strengthening asset potential of a community. This concept refers to a community's inherent resources, shared aspirations, and collective action capabilities. Community equity building is planning for the future in 2025. Here at NHI, we have a responsibility to carry out community equity building and to create a domino effect of ethics shared at NHI. My third area of analysis, Mike Madrid said, there are rising challenges that may limit the ability of Latinos to reinstall the belief in the American dream. If we fix that, we fix so much of what is wrong within our communities. We as Latinos must create our own identity and our own American dreams within our communities. Community leaders, such as myself and everybody here today, are here to shape our future to be bright and prosperous. We must recognize change, and when this comes along by 2025, shape it and our identity along with it. To bring my argument back to the prompt, my role in shaping the Latino community of 2025 is exemplified by me being here today at NHI. Fundamental 24, create the opportunity. Communicating positive results and outcomes and benefits that are derived from our community endeavors is what we are here to do. Fundamental number 2, treasure our heritage, protect our culture, and promote our legacy. A wise mentor once told me, be someone, and have the courage to be the change you want to see within the world. Thank you for your time, Judge. No more time.
You will have 1 minute to prepare your follow-up question. Time starts now.
I yield the rest of my time, Judge.
You now have 1 minute for your follow-up question.
In my opponent's speech, she talked about how we should foster community equity building and create the opportunity for future young leaders. However, when she was talking about improving access to funding, she never specifically said how we could accomplish this. So my question for you is, how can we improve access to funding? Thank you.
Speaker 1, you now have 1 minute to prepare your answer. Time starts now. 1 minute to respond to follow-up questions. Time starts when you do.
My opponent's question to me was, how can we improve access to funding? I stated in my first AOA, Area of Analysis, potential. Therefore, we as the Latino community are able to be here and participate in organizations such as NHI that foster community equity building, and therefore derive funds from the community to grow as one towards a brighter future and create community equity building from our resources, which we find here, the young leaders of NHI. Thank you, Judge.
Speaker 2, you now have 5 minutes for your presentation. Time starts when you do.
Ernesto Nieto said, "A leader is great, not because of their power, but of their ability to empower others." It is our duty to continue inspiring and continue the Latino legacy. It is our duty to create leaders who are willing to continue this powerful legacy. Good evening, Judge. My name is Nico Nutis, and today I'm here to talk about our personal role in shaping the Latino community in the near future of 2050. Our personal role in shaping the Latino community of 2050 and beyond includes inspiring and sparking future young leaders, creating young leaders who know how to lead by inspiring others, not just making decisions, but by sparking interest in others, and by building community equity and expanding the size of NHI and those who fight for the Latino community. We are the future of the Latino community, and the future begins with us. My first point begins with my favorite fundamental, number 21, lead by serving and inspiring others. Leaders are supposed to create leaders, and it is our duty to correctly lead by inspiring others, not just making decisions. We are all leaders, but it is our duty to create the new generation of young leaders who are able to continue the powerful legacy of the Latino community. For my second point, I would like to add onto my previous point. It is our duty to spark the flame that is in every single Latino. For example, take a note of fundamental number 24. Create the opportunity. We must create that opportunity within others, and we must give them the same chance to come here and speak for the greater good of the Latino community. We were given a great chance, and it is our time to pass that opportunity down to others by letting them realize that they are here for a reason. They are here to promote the Latino legacy and culture. And my third and my final point begins with the statistic a study done by the Women's Public Leadership Network, where they found that Latinos are now the largest and fastest growing ethnic group in the electorate, with 5 million new eligible voters since 2018. Clearly, the Latino community is growing, and it'll continue growing, introducing even more people from different identities. Community equity building is defined as giving people the same chance, regardless of background, and expanding on what we were given. The Latino culture will continue to grow, and by expanding NHI and many Latino leaders will continue to come in and create new innovations, promoting the powerful legacy of the Latino culture, not just now, but for the future. So ultimately, by sparking and expanding the community, we can continue the great Latino legacy. By helping young leaders realize they are here for a reason and allowing them to lead correctly by inspiring others, not just making decisions, we can truly benefit the Latino community, not just now, but for many generations to come. Thank you.
Speaker 1, you now have 1 minute to prepare your follow-up question. Time starts now.
No more time to be judged.
Speaker 1, you now have 1 minute for your question.
I would like to start my question with restating the prompt, which says, what is your personal role in shaping the Latino community of 2050? In my opponent's speech, he says, leaders are supposed to create leaders, but fails to connect this to NHI and how this contributes to our priorities, which I believe we are here to advocate for today. Therefore, my question to him is, how do leaders contribute to the future of the growing 2025 year and the fabrication of the Latino community? Thank you.
Speaker 2, you now have 1 minute to prepare your answer. Time starts now. Speaker 2, you now have 1 minute to respond to the follow-up question.
Judge, my opponent asked the question, how do leaders really contribute to the growth of the Latino community? And my response was stated multiple times in my speech. Because we all have a flame. We all have a desire to promote the Latino community and promote the Latino legacy. This is done through fundamental number 21, where we lead by inspiring others. Without my trainers, I would not have been here today. I would not have felt inspired. And thanks to my great leaders, I am here today speaking in front of you. And I am here today continuing and promoting the leadership that was given to me. Thank you.
One more big round of applause to our extemporaneous speaker families. Athenaeum. To present Athenaeum and the finalists for Athenaeum, it is my great honor to present to you another little girl that I used to babysit, who's now all grown up, back in the day. And now she's helping us direct Athenaeum. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me. Big round of applause welcoming Mia Nieto.
The Athenaeum is a signature, intellectual, and creative experience within the Great Debate, designed for students who do not advance into elimination rounds. Rather than being sidelined, these students are re-engaged through a unique and rigorous academic journey that celebrates inquiry, collaboration, civic imagination, and future thinking. These participants were asked to be put into two houses, House Maxwell and House Magnolia. From then, they were asked to be put in pods of 6 to 9 participants amongst different regions. From there, right after lunch, they were asked to create a 2-minute speech, a visual design, and a 1-page abstract that consists of concepts, their purpose, and references. Based on that, they had to answer the following question. How can your NHI generation use social media to build up and inspire your community instead of just reacting or informing about it? Explore how young people can shift NHI online platforms into tools for visibility, leadership, or organizing, not just self-expression. So with my proud and further ado, can we announce the finalists? These participants have been working so hard, and whatever the outcome is, I want to say that I'm so proud and happy that I get to be your director of Athenaeum, and let's get on with it. So, from House Maxwell, first person representing is Jacob Suarez from Temple, Texas. Next, from House Magnolia, Aldelan Montes from San Antonio. Next, our final Maxwell finalists, Caitlin Calmagana from Houston. And finally, the last finalist representing House Magnolia, Sofia Sanchez Bolaños. These are your 4 finalists, 2 representing each House Magnolia and House Maxwell. Awesome, thank you guys. The question, obviously, the question again. To build up and inspire your community instead of just reacting or informing about it. explore how people can shift NHI online platforms into tools for visibility, leadership, or organizing, not just self-expression. So first, Jacob Suarez, Tip of Texas. Would you like to announce your pod name? For the visual.
Microphone.
For the visual design.
My pod name is CEL, standing for Community Equity Leaders.
Awesome. Visual design for community equity leaders. Posted behind him, please. Again, they have 2 minutes to prepare a speech that they have created. They also have a visual design, and they.
Yeah, Jacob. Okay, since we have some technical difficulties, we're going to take a timeout of Athenaeum, and we're going to go to mock trial. We'll go to mock trial, then we'll go again, and we'll come back to Athenaeum. Let's give them another round of applause. At this time, let's call up our mock trial finalists. Mock trial debate is a partner event where the plaintiff is asked to build a case around the rationale of our NHI founders as it pertains to the Social Utility Code. The defense will attempt to deny the allegations made by the plaintiff. At this time, our first finalist from Russell Parker Neeson. And their opponents. From El Paso, Orlando, Vegas, and Gianna. The plaintiff will be Orlando Reyes, attorney. Gianna Landine, witness. The defense, Parker Neeson, Pete Neeson, attorney. Witness, Jacob Llamas, J. Llamas. Good luck to both teams.
At this time, you can now exchange your evidence with the competitors and the judges. At this time, we will now take 5 minutes for the review of evidence. Plaintiff attorney, which evidence would you like to submit? Defense attorney, which evidence? Thank you. Plaintiffs, you will now have 2 minutes for your opening statement. Time starts when you do.
Your Honor, may I approach the stand?
You may.
Your Honor, may I begin? Minorities have always been oppressed, but the Latino community never expected this oppression to come from the realm. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I am Orlando Reyes, and I'm here with my expert witness, Gianna Landon. And today we'll be discussing how the NHI factors have been using deficit-based thinking for their community equity building and violated multiple points of the Social Utility Code. Ernesto Nieto built this organization in hopes of helping the Latino community to not just be seen as a minority, but as an important part of the mechanized America that we have today. As Ernesto Nieto said in Third Reality, the redefinition of the Latino community from that of a minority, race, or third world community to a global culture of interconnected nationalities able to come together to pursue a common goal. Page 122 of Third Reality. Now but NHI has begun to deviate off the path of outreach to the Latino community and has begun to focus on making extra profits. The erosion of culture continues to be the biggest impediment in a vibrant Latino future. Now the defense wants to justify these actions instead of allowing the founders to be held accountable and allowing this organization to grow from deficit-based thinking to asset-based thinking. Ernesto Nieto made a clear definition of community equity building, which is a leadership tool used to energize community and civic participation. This additionally violates Fundamental 7, which is to behave like a stakeholder. Yet how are future Latino leaders expected to behave like stakeholders if they are being excluded from this program? Your Honor, this violates points A, B, and C of the Social Utility Code. Your Honor, by the end of today, my goal is to prove to you that NHI has been excluding future Latino leaders, and has been hurting the Latino community. No further time needed, Your Honor.
You now have 2 minutes for your opening statement. Time starts when you do.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Parker Neeson, and I'm here with my expert witness, Jacob Llamas. Your Honor, we are here today to prove why the leaders of the National Aesthetic Institute have used asset-based thinking in creating an inclusive and equal organization. Today, we present the truth about an institution that stood at the forefront of developing the next generation of leaders, not through charity, but through empowerment. As Ernesto Nieto said in Chapter 9, Third Reality, fresh with degree in hand, my drive is to give something back, represent those with less, and change the system to be more tolerant and inclusive of all people. These words represent the deep drive that Ernesto Nieto had in order to create an organization in which everyone has equal opportunities, no matter the conditions. NHI doesn't just support the Latino community, it invests in it. By creating platforms for critical thinking, civic engagement, and academic excellence, NHI equips students not only to succeed, but to lead. We will demonstrate that NHI's programs are not just educational opportunities. They are transformative experiences that foster a strong cultural identity, leadership capacity, and a deep sense of responsibility to all people in the community. Through testimonies, evidence, and impact stories, we'll show how NHI is more than an organization. It is a movement that continues to uplift, inspire, and activate Latino youth across the nation and throughout the Americas. Today we are going to present how we are not violating point A, whether it's in the rational self-interest of the whole community, point B, whether it promotes the social, economic, and intellectual progress of the whole community, and point C, whether it promotes justice, meaning it renders his or her due. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may my witness approach the stand? Your Honor, may my witness be sworn in?
Do you swear to tell the truth and uphold the fundamentals of NHI?
Your Honor, may I approach the stand? Thank you. Your Honor, may I begin? What's your name and purpose in today's court?
Your Honor, my name is Gianna Landin, and I'm here to prove that the rationale used by the founders of the National Hispanic Institute to organize this community is in violation of points A, B, and C of the Social Utility Code.
Can you define community equity building?
Community equity building is creating a community in which every member of the community has the right to access everything they need to succeed. Your Honor, today NHI is using equality over equity. By having the same restrictions for every applicant, they're ignoring the diversity in everybody's circumstances.
Would you agree that NHI is skewed to a certain demographic in the Latino community?
Yes, by requiring applicants to have a 3.2 GPA, NHI is ignoring the fact that not everybody has the same access to education, Your Honor. Some Latinos have after-school jobs. Some Latinos cannot afford to hire a tutor, and some Latinos have learning disadvantages, Your Honor. Not to mention, NHI is not a free organization. In fact, in order to have made this trip, you would have had to have paid a total of $1,690, Your Honor. How do we expect underprivileged kids to pay this application fee, Your Honor? The fact that NHI is skewed to a certain demographic is in direct contradiction to point A of the Social Utility Code because it's not in the best interest of the entire community, Your Honor.
Approximately how many scholarships are given out each year?
According to the NHI website, approximately 100 to 150 scholarships are given out each year. In comparison, there are over 1,500 students that attend the Great Debate every year, Your Honor, and annually over 3,000 students attend 14 leadership conferences that span across the nation and globe for NHI.
Can you further elaborate on how this violates point B of the Social Utility Code?
Yes, by definition, social progress is the advancement of the society in meeting the basic needs for its citizens and creating opportunities for all to thrive. Your Honor, NHI is inhibiting social progress by not creating equal opportunities for each of the members of the Latino community to thrive, and it is not providing the basic right to education that everybody in the Latino community deserves. In addition, NHI is prohibiting intellectual growth because some members of the community are not being provided equal access, Your Honor. NHI is not providing equal access to every single member in the Latino community and goes directly against point A of the Social Utility Code.
Are you aware that it is incredibly difficult for less fortunate Latinos to attend NHI?
Yes, it is incredibly difficult because of the cost of tuition. Nearly 3.7 million kids in the United States are living in poverty, Your Honor. 3.7 million Latino students are living in poverty in the United States, and there are only 150 scholarships given out each year, Your Honor. 150 out of the 3.7 million kids. And this goes directly against point C, as this is in direct violation.
Your Honor, may I be seated? Thank you.
You may. You will now have 3 minutes for the cross-examination.
Can you please read Exhibit 4 for me?
Graduation rates. 90% of NHI students graduate within 4 to 5 years.
Based on the statistic that you just read, do you think that NHI helps students prepare for college?
No, Your Honor, because this statistic is only showing the select few
Okay,
that
thank you.
NHI
Do you believe
sends.
that anyone can get good grades?
Can you repeat the question?
Do you believe that anyone can get good grades?
Yes, I believe that anyone
Okay, thank you.
with
Do you
the
know who
resources can get
Alexandria
good grades.
Ocasio? Okay, thank you. Do you know who Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is?
Yes.
Can you please name some of her accomplishments?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now a member of the House of Representatives, but she is only part of the
Okay,
few
thank
of
you.
the
Can you please
NHI
read
members.
Exhibit? Okay, thank you. Can you please read Exhibit 5 for me?
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez participated in the National Hispanic Institute Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session in 2005 while attending Yorktown High School. This experience played a significant role in shaping her early leadership development and interest in public service.
Okay, thank you. Were you aware of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's participation in LDZ?
Yes, I am completely aware, but she was only part of the
Okay,
few
thank you.
that
Since she
NHI
has, okay,
selected and
thank
is
you.
excluded.
Okay, thank you. Since she has such a high role in the community, doesn't this show this rational self-interest of a community?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Since she has such a high role in the community, doesn't this show the rational self-interest of a community?
No, Your Honor, because she was only part of the few that NHI accepted into this program. NHI is excluding
Okay,
so
thank
many
you. So are you
people
saying that
like
she's
her.
not important?
No, I'm not saying that. Never did I say that. I'm saying that she's only one of the few that NHI accepted
Okay, thank
into
you.
this
Can you
program.
please, okay, thank you.
So
Can
many
you please,
more.
okay, thank you. Can you please read Exhibit 6?
Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Legislative Session. This is an intensive leadership program run by the National Hispanic Institute. It's an 8-day experience designed to teach young people about leadership and organization, focused on skills like public speaking and policy writing.
So would you say that the Lorenzo de Zavala Youth Leadership Conference promotes political progress by teaching our young about the government system?
NHI, this program is only teaching students in NHI, not the millions of kids that want to join
Okay, thank you. Would
NHI.
you say that public speaking and leadership skills help people reach their full potential?
Yes, I would agree, but NHI is excluding
Okay, thank
these
you. Can you
leadership
please
skills
read
to
Exhibit
those.
7?
Social progress is the ability of a society to create the conditions for all individuals to reach their full potential.
So would you agree that the NHI leaders are promoting social progress?
No, they are not promoting social progress, Your Honor, because they excluded a large part of the Latino
Okay,
community.
thank you. Would you agree that setting a GPA requirement is a way to ensure that students are academically prepared for leadership training in NHI?
No, this GPA requirement is excluding so many Latino students who can't afford tutors, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Isn't it true that all applicants are evaluated using the same criteria regardless of their background?
Can you repeat the question?
Isn't it true that all applicants are evaluated using the same criteria regardless of
That's
their
time. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I be seated?
Your Honor, may I approach the stand?
Your Honor, may I begin?
You may.
Is there anything you would like to clarify from the past round?
Yes, I would like to clarify that defense is saying NHI is promoting social progress, while we have clearly proven they have not. NHI is excluding people with learning disadvantages, people who are working at part-time jobs to support their family. They're excluding these members of the Latino community from joining this organization, which is in direct violation of point B of the Social Utility Code because it's not promoting progress as it is setting restrictions for people who, and they can't meet these restrictions, Your Honor. NHI is further not promoting justice because NHI is having the same restrictions for everybody and is ignoring the diversity and everybody's circumstances, Your Honor. NHI is not providing the same equal opportunity to the whole community as it states in the Social Utility Code, Your Honor. And furthermore, NHI is in violation of point A of the Social Utility Code as this program is exclusive, so only people who can meet the requirements. They're not including those who cannot meet the requirements and are further excluding future leaders of the community.
No further time needed, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may.
Thank you.
You may. You may. You have 1 minute for the recross.
Are you aware that there are students in this very room that might not have a 3.2 GPA?
No, I am not aware because in order to have made this trip, you would have had to have had the
Okay, thank you. Are you aware of the recommendation letters that are sent by teachers?
No, I'm not aware. I haven't read that in any of the NHI.
Okay, thank you. No further time needed, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may.
Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may. Do you swear to tell the truth and uphold the fundamentals of NHI? Be seated. You may. You may. You have 3 minutes for your direct examination.
How has Ernesto Nieto helped Latino youth plan for the community's future?
Ernesto Nieto has helped Latino youth plan for the community's future by development and focus on leadership involvement. As Ernesto Nieto said in Chapter 4, Third Reality, NHI's role would introduce high-ability youth to these possibilities, stimulate dialogue regarding the promise of the future Latino world, and create the means to bring Latino youth together.
Why did the NHI founders believe it was important to build leadership from within the Latino community?
The NHI founders believed it is important to build leadership from within the Latino community to ensure that leaders are in touch with the community's values, needs, and aspirations. This approach fosters authentic leadership that is genuinely committed to the community's progress.
How have you leaders like Gloria de Leon and Ernesto Nieto help students grow in leadership and life skills?
Leaders like Gloria de Leon and Ernesto Nieto have helped students grow in leadership and life skills by providing them with training, mentorship, and opportunities to engage in the real-world projects. These experiences help students develop confidence, critical thinking skills, and a sense of responsibility.
Can you explain how their programs prepare students for college, jobs, and leadership roles?
According to the National Hispanic Institute.org, 98% of NHI alumni attend college, 90% graduate in 4 to 5 years, and 67% continue on into advanced graduate studies. Their programs prepare students for college by offering graduates guidance on the application process, financial aid, and academic success strategies. For jobs, they provide career counseling, networking opportunities, and skill-building leadership. In terms of leadership roles, they offer training in public speaking, decision-making, and community organization.
Can you please elaborate on how NHI provides financial aid in order to access educational opportunities?
NHI provides many scholarships for every member in every area that NHI is held in, such as North Texas NHI North Hispanic Youth Fund Scholarships, Houston Hispanic Youth Fund Scholarships, Panama Hispanic Youth Fund Scholarships, and more, depending on the region.
How do NHI leaders treat every student who joins their program?
NHI leaders treat every student with respect and offer equal opportunities, ensuring a supportive environment. This approach fosters growth and personal development for all participants.
How does NHI make sure that every student gets a fair chance to grow and succeed?
NHI ensures that every student has an opportunity to get into the program. They ensure that everyone has the opportunity to be a leader, no matter what their background is.
You may.
Your Honor, may I begin my cross-examination?
You may. You now have 3 minutes. Time starts when you do.
Wouldn't you agree that it is not okay to exclude the most in need part of our Latino community?
It is not okay to exclude people, but many people have the opportunity. America has...
Okay, thank you. Do you know how many scholarships are given out each year?
Many scholarships are given out, as I have just named.
Okay, thank you. So how is this promoting justice in the Latino community when not everyone can get acceptance into NHI?
It is promoting justice by letting everyone join.
Okay, thank you. Wouldn't you agree that NHI is missing out on future leaders of the Latino community because of the $695 tuition fee?
May you repeat the question?
Wouldn't you agree that NHI is missing out on future Latino leaders because of the $695 tuition fee?
NHI is not missing out on future leaders.
Okay, so you're saying that those who can't afford to pay this fee aren't fit to become leaders of the Latino community?
No, they're...
Okay, thank you. Do you think everyone can be a leader?
I I think everyone can be a leader, but if they do not apply themselves...
Okay, so then why does NHI, an organization whose goal is to create leaders, is only open to a select few?
NHI allows everyone. They give everyone an equal chance to get into NHI. It is a person that does not apply themselves.
Can you recite Fundamental 7?
I do not know Fundamental 7.
Okay, thank you. Can you define point A and B of the Social Utility Code word for word?
Point A of the Social Utility Code is whether it is in the rational self-interest of a whole community, and point B of the Social Utility Code is whether it is in the social, economic, political, intellectual, and cultural progress of a whole community.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell me how deficit-based thinking violates these points I have just told you?
Deficit-based thinking does not violate these points because it is a
Okay, thank you. Why are you attempting to justify the deficit-based thinking of the founders?
Can you repeat the question?
Why are you attempting to justify the deficit-based thinking used by the founders?
The founders are not using deficit-based thinking. It's a person that does not apply themselves to get into the program.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware that NHI is only allowing a certain group of Latinos in?
They're not allowing only a certain people of the Latinos in. The Latinos are not allowing themselves.
Wouldn't you agree that 3.7 million Latinos living in poverty greatly outweighs the 100 to 150 scholarships offered by NHI?
They still have the opportunity by fundraising and scholarships. Many people still have the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Wouldn't you agree the lack of scholarships for the Latino community is hurting the community greatly? This is in a direct violation of point A of the Social Utility Code.
Scholarships is not the only way to get into the NHI. There are many ways by fundraising.
Okay, thank you. How are the NHI founders meeting the needs of the Latino community when they're excluding the most in need?
NHI founders are meeting the need because a person is not applying themselves to get into the program.
No further time needs, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may. You have 1 minute for the redirect of your defense witness. Time starts when you do.
Is there anything you'd like to clarify from the statement you just made?
I would like to clarify that America has the most fairness quality education that out of everyone. They give everyone a fair chance to get into the NHI program. It is a person that does not apply themselves to get into the program. NHI is not missing out on future leaders that does not apply themselves. That is why they should not be into NHI, because they are not applying themselves, which is not a quality of being a future leader. NHI, the people that are in NHI have the qualities of being a leader. That is why they are in NHI, even if they do not have a 3.2 GPA and have scholarships or fundraising to help them get into the program.
Do you believe that anyone can get good grades if they put the work in?
I believe anyone can get good grades, even if they put the work in. They just have to apply themselves to get into NHI. Many people do not and get lazy.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further time needed.
You may. You may be seated. Oh, sorry.
Your Honor, may I approach the stand and conduct a recross?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I begin?
You have 1 minute for the recross of the defense witness. Time starts when you do.
Wouldn't you agree that NHI has no insight into life at home, and most Latinos who are living under the poverty line, which may I remind you is 3.7 million, have to work a job and have to take care of their families?
May you repeat the question?
Wouldn't you agree that NHI has no insight into the life of Latinos that are under the poverty line, with them often having to work a job and having to take care of their families, not allowing them to dedicate themselves to their studies?
The people can still go to their family, friends, and ask for money to help them, even if it's a little $5. They can help them pay the tuition.
Okay, thank you. Wouldn't you agree that by calling people under the poverty line lazy, you are being incredibly disrespectful?
I'm not calling them lazy. I'm just saying they're not applying themselves to get into NHI.
No further time needed, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may. You may. You will now have 1 minute for preparation of closing arguments. Time will start now. That's time. Plaintiff?
Your Honor, may I approach the stand and connect my conclusion?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I begin?
You now have 2 minutes for your closing argument.
Thank you. Your Honor, we have clearly shown how the NHI is in complete violation of points A, B, and C of the Social Utility Code. The defense has failed to prove the NHI founders' rationale is in line with these points. Your Honor, NHI is failed at promoting progress in this community as they're excluding a large part of our Latino community, and by doing so directly violating point B by not promoting social progress. Additionally, by excluding the most in need and underprivileged of our community from joining this organization, they are violating point C as they are not giving each and every individual their due. Your Honor, this Latino community faces challenges daily by others, but never did we think this would come from their own. How can defense say that NHI is aligned with points A, B, and C when NHI is clearly only in the best interest of a select few, specifically those who meet their monetary requirements and their GPA requirements? Your Honor, NHI is clearly not promoting intellectual progress as they're excluding educational opportunities from underprivileged students, and they're rendering each individual because not everyone is being included in this organization. Your Honor, my witness was perfectly capable of answering every single question thrown at him. However, opposing witness wasn't able to, Your Honor. He wasn't able to recite some points of some fundamentals. Your Honor, we should not allow this to continue. We are leaving 3.7 million Latinos out of a beautiful experience of this NHI. This great organization that has brought all of us here today, and even all of those on camera. Your Honor, a vote for plaintiff isn't just a vote for plaintiff. It's a vote for a vibrant Latino future. No further time, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I be seated?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may. Defense, you have 3 minutes for your closing argument. Time starts when you do.
NHI is an organization that helps young Hispanic Latino students become strong leaders. NHI focuses on helping young Hispanic Latino students become leaders, and it helps them become better, and helps them become leaders. Every group has a mission. Just like there are many other organizations, NHI is for the Latino and Hispanic community. When NHI helps young people grow as leaders, everyone benefits from this. These students take their learning back to their families, to their communities, to their neighborhoods, and help spread it throughout everywhere. America gives everyone a fair chance, especially in school. Everyone has the same opportunity. Anyone in school can get a good grade. Even if they might not go to the best school in the world, or they might be in a low-income family, they can still learn, and they can still become great. They can still get the grade requirements to meet. Even if someone does not have the amount of money to pay the tuition, many people can get recommendation letters from their schools. America has the most fair school system, and it gives everyone a fair opportunity. The tuition can be reduced by scholarships, fundraisers, and by asking family members or by working. Many people can put in the work and devote everything they can into becoming great and into becoming an NHI participant. Even though NHI was created to support and develop young students, that means that no one is left out. Everyone in the community has a chance to join. Everyone is included. NHI is open to young Latino students and is an amazing place for someone that wants to be a part of something, be part of a group, and become whole. This could be a great opportunity for someone to join. Ernesto Nieto clearly made NHI for everyone in the community to be great, for everyone to join, and for everyone to get a chance, no matter where they come from, no matter their income, and no matter their grades. It's supposed to be for everyone. The plaintiff claims that NHI is not promoting progress, even though 98% of NHI participants go to college. These people go on to become doctors, nurses, and other great things, which completely helps everyone in the community, no matter what, no matter who you are. It helps everyone. Even though these requirements might be tough, everyone has a chance at becoming great. Everyone can be a leader, no matter what, no matter great, everyone can be great.
You may.
Your Honor, may I approach the stand and conduct my rebuttal?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Before I commence with my rebuttal, I would like to thank you, all of you, for taking the time to come and judge us. Your Honor, me and my witness were able to provide clear evidence, statistics, and witness testimony that the defense was in direct violation, may I repeat, direct violation of points A, B, and C. Your Honor, may I reiterate that point A of the Social Utility Code states the whole community, and the defense hasn't proved that they are benefiting the whole community. There's a statistic that shows that 90% of, that a certain percent of NHI students go on to graduate from college more likely than anyone else. But that is only for NHI, Your Honor. We are talking about the entire Latino community, not just the privileged few of us who are able to come to this prestigious institution. No further time needed, Your Honor. May I be seated?
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. So, very brief, because we are on a very tight schedule now. So let me just give you the schedule. It is 5:43, okay? We will meet right back here. We're gonna take a quick pause for 1 hour. So at 6:45, 1 hour from now, we will go into the cafeteria. So it's not enough time for you to order your Uber Eats or delivery. Go to the cafeteria, grab some food, come right back. At 6:45, we will do Athenaeum. We're going to have a little chat about LDZ and the crossover in your next step. And then from there, we're going to give you a break to go back, get ready for the dance, for the awards, and all that good stuff. And we'll come back and the awards will begin at approximately 8:30 p.m. So again, 6:45 here, a quick 30 minutes, 15, 20 minutes for Athenaeum, 10 minutes for the LDZ talk, and then we can go back. We will see you back here at 6:45 tomorrow. Parents, administrators, we hope everyone